world of YouTube, true crime, a tale for sight, and everything else. I wanted someone to clarify this or to show me a photo or lead me into the right direction. I still have one more thing to try, but I want to know if anybody knows about this guy, a teacher from Kokomo that was arrested. Brian Jake's police sketch looks a lot like him as well. Of course, we're talking about the Delphi murders. And it says this came up one day ago, I believe. So I'm hoping this was, 1 day ago comment. And not something that, I don't know, came up a long time ago. But this person is, this is why I like to do these videos right here. Because here we go having another person claiming that this person looks like that person. Say so just like the redhead. What's his name? The theater shooter. Or whatnot. But every time a new name comes up, every time someone claims that he looks like the sketch of this sketcher, however they're putting it, I always want to take a look at that person's face to make sure, right, if it looks like it. Or him, BG. I mean, I haven't put in the town or the teacher for the, for this Brian Jake, but every time I pressed this in, I did it 3 times different. The new guy comes up, Adwell, or Cadwell, or whatever the hell his name is, Meat Stick. But it's just unbelievable how many people come up and always right. You got to sit there and think and say, wow, what are you thinking? And where are you going with this? I mean, if it was that easy to just pinpoint somebody, right, we'd already have a killer. But everybody has their own opinion. I'm sure I'll get tossed around again. Just don't worry, I don't care what people say. I mean, if you're with me, you're with me. If you're not, you're not. Of course, I take honor of everybody being with me. But, like I said, every time a new name comes up, I got to look into it. I got to check it. And right now, I don't have a face. And I don't even know if this person exists. But, like I said, I got to press in the town. I got to press in the teacher and see if that helps a bit. But I just wanted to jump right into this because, right, always something comes up. I've been trying to look into other things, find other things, of course. And right now, this new guy is just blowing up the internet. And I mean, like I say, you got people saying it ain't him, people saying, yeah, it looks like him, like I say. And then you got the people that say it is him. But, of course, we ain't going to know until it's fully investigated. You got to sit here with our thumbs in our ears, getting impatient, blocking out everybody's BS. So I don't want to listen to this. We just want to get to the damn, mallet slamming that damn judge's table and saying guilty. Damn you. But, just like I say, I like doing these kind of videos because, people always put out a name, who they think, or what they think looks like this BG. And I always want to make sure, to put it up there so people can understand if it ain't him, it ain't. If it is, it is. If it's just someone just sticking with their guns on one certain subject. I mean, that's why I like to put up these comments or articles, because sometimes they change, sometimes they're, how can I say this? Sometimes they change, sometimes they're, they just stick to their guns. And they'll sit there and they will argue with you, the point. So, I mean, it's just why I like to put up these types of videos. Other than that, if I do get a face, I'm going to check it out, analyst. But I'll tell you right now, if it don't look nothing like Bridge Guy in my eyes, then I don't think I'm going to do much more with this. Which I'm thinking that, right, it's going to come out not looking anything like Bridge Guy. But if it does, right, I'm going to put up my next video on that and see, what I can do and match up these guys. Because like I always say, and I'll stick with this to the day I die now, and I will argue the point with this, is that everybody in this world has got a twin. And honestly, I think it's got to do with the caveman era. And, them being not educated, not welly, taught or trained, right, and sleeping around back then, not caring who they're with, especially if it's their sister or their mother or their brother or their cousin. I got this funny notion that, and I just do think that because of that, unfortunately, we are all inbred. And that's why we have genes of other people looking like us, or you, or him, or them, or she, or he. Because I'll tell you, man, I analyzed a lot of faces. And when I was a young kid and I saw someone that I thought, looked like someone I knew, and then got up there and it wasn't that person, it's like, what the hell? And from that point on, it was like, and I still did it to this day being an adult. And I think it was back in, 2014 or 2013. I was driving out in Worcester, and because I was incarcerated in Worcester House of Corrections, I seen this guy that I used to hang around with. And me and him used to work in the kitchen. So I'm like, oh, damn, this. I said it, I forget his name now, but I remembered it back then, but, whatever. Now I don't even think I'll ever find the guy again, because it wasn't him. I don't even know if I'll find the original guy, but I turned the car around, I drove up to him. You want to talk feeling like a horse's ass. I was like, hey, and I think his name was like Mike or something. I was like, hey, Mike, what's up? He's like, and he's looking at me, with two heads. And he's like, yeah, what's up, man? And he's going along with it. And then when he started talking and I remembered his voice, it was like, oh, man, this ain't the guy. So I just said, I'm just talking, it's good to see you. He's over here asking me if I wanted to buy some perks. Yo, man, anybody want to buy some perks? I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. And you want to talk about getting the wrong guy and then getting offered to buy some perks. He's like, no, man, I'm good today. Yeah, whatever. And I got in the car and my wife looked at me and says, you're an effing idiot. So, yeah, I am an effing idiot, but I look like him. I mean, I could not believe the details in his face. And it was just because, when I heard his voice and there was something distinctive about this guy that didn't look like the guy I knew. And I couldn't see it driving. Because I was doing 25, 30 miles. I'm in a heavy area of, people walking on the sidewalks, running across the street. So, I look quick. and, the features were there, boom. It looked just like them. And I always, as a kid and to that point, now, right, I study faces. Hell, I've even been at parks, taking my kids to the park. Me and my wife split up. And seen a woman that looked like my wife from the back. And I'm like, oh, hey. And I yelled at her and she turned around. I'm like, oh, Jesus. I'm like, whoa, that's all right. I thought you're someone else. And how many times have you personally sat there and gone off and, saw someone you thought you knew and they look just like them? You think about it. Caveman era. That's what I call it. And it's not because they wanted to do this. It's because they didn't understand it. And right, led us to have all these genes. Of course, now it's not right to do. I would never see myself doing stuff like that in the caveman era, but yeah, and this is what this guy, bridge guy, you got this blurry picture. You got this crappy picture. And there have been, don't get me wrong, some pictures I've done analysts of faces on. It's like, oh yeah, they look it, right, they look just like it, but then some features here change. This change. Eyebrows don't match up. Eye sockets are too far out, too far in. Nose, you got to study the face. You have to study the features. Every little nook and cranny. And for some reason, I can say I got a gift and I do that. So with that being said, I got to try and find this guy's face. And if it doesn't look anything like Bridge Guy, of course, I'm going to do my side-to-side photo comparison. I mean, I'm not even going to bother putting up the video, but when a name comes up, I make sure I always got to check that name and face. But right now, it ain't coming up. And I'm sure I'll find it. And if I don't, well, then this is why I like doing these videos. People are throwing out names that just, don't exist? Or if it does exist, why can't they put in a little more detail? And if they do, why can't they throw in the photo if they think that it looks like Bridge Guy? So other people can take a look at this. And of course, this person down here says, I thought the same thing talking to the Robert guy. They're going on this face. But, right. No capture, no nothing, no investigation. So where does it really go from here? I know one thing, this new guy is blowing up the internet. You put in Delphi murders, you get this new guy, boom, instantly. And like I said, he has a strong resemblance of BG, very strong. I mean, there are some differences, but I see a lot of Bridge Guy's face in the first sketch. And once again, where are the two witnesses? That woman that was on the trail supposedly talking to Bridge Guy. It's like, why ain't she coming up? Why ain't she coming out? And why ain't she putting that last nail in the coffin? And if she don't come up, then that only proves one theory that I thought of, an idea, and it has to be the truth. That the good crew, whoever is in this good crew, meaning some high figure, is the culprit, and they're swiping all that dirt under the carpet so this person don't go to jail. High figure, huh? Nice to know what high figures can do. And this reminds me of a story, and I'll end it here, of my 1973 murder, which I'm going back to that place in Rutland, Mass. A mother and a daughter were found dead in the field. And I got a comment stating that a public figure did that in Rutland, Mass. And I will just leave it at that. I'm not even going to say what it says. If anybody comes across it, I don't know if it's ever been deleted, but money talks, politics talk, and high public figures get away with murder. You want a perfect example? Ted Kennedy. JFK. I'm sorry, these are highly dedicated people that people looked up to. I'm sorry, when I found out about what had happened, because I had this image stuck in my head since 1998 when I first started hearing about it, not knowing that it happened in 1965. But Ted Kennedy driving off a bridge, leaving a woman in the water, not even getting her out. Or I'm gonna go get, he's gonna go get help. But how long you think that car is gonna stay afloat is right. And how long did that woman sit there before she lost her oxygen and died? He could have gotten her out somehow. If that was me, I would have done what I could to get that person out. Not just leave. I'm going to get help. Because something emerged underwater. They ain't going to last long, is right. And I use that as a perfect example. And he ran his seat in the Massachusetts Senate till his death. And that makes me sick. Public figure got away with murder. Whether it was intentional or not. He left a woman to die. To me, that's murder. To me, that's a disgrace. You know that? And just because why? He didn't want no one knowing he was cheating on his wife. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Kennedys are known for that. Sorry, I don't give credit to scumbags like that. That's disgusting. And that's exactly what happened to Marilyn Monroe. Which I had an article that I lost, unfortunately. And it must have went out on the Jersey Turnpike when I lost it. But so whoever's in this Delphi case with that high rank, I think is in the good guy crew, is the one that they're not going to let released out and start and keep. And if it ain't this new suspect that's the killer, that's right, they're trying to pinpoint anybody they can with a bad reputation to keep the good crew from being exposed. Them are my thoughts, theories, ideas. That's it. Call me crazy. I don't care. But it's taken a long time to, get this guy indicted for murder. I mean, they should be on it. They should be taking DNA, fingerprints, whatever it takes. If they're gonna pin him, they need to start doing some quick stuff now. And all we're doing is waiting, just getting articles. Oh, we might have a suspect. We might have a POI. We might. Sick of listening to it. How about we caught him and that's that, and we have the proof. I want the proof. I want the evidence. Not we might. It's BS. Till next video. Be safe. Take care. Always beware. You'll never know when the next attack is going to come from these idiots out there that like to stalk, hide in the shadows, and make me sick. Oops.